Hey, what's up with fucking Duval County, MJ? Hey, listen, as a guy whose name is synonymous with the franchise, there's only a few of you. I think you, Fred Taylor, I believe Mark Brunell maybe back in the day. I think there's only a few. Brant Boyer, who's a special teams stud, who's now the special teams guy for the Jets. There's only a few names synonymous with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So when you wake up and see everything that's going on down there, what are your initial thoughts?
I mean, literally, I woke up. I woke up at 7:15 West Coast time. My phone's blowing up. I got all these text messages. What's going on? And I thought something had happened. I thought something crazy had happened. So I instantly go on Instagram and Twitter to kind of see what happened. I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me, right? I think when you look at it, I guess the Jags are trying to get rid of the Coughlin era, whatever they had there. But how do you continue to let? Well, let me start this. Let me say this because I am a little flustered right now.
That's all right. Take your time. Listen, we're sounding
running backs do matter, right? Running backs are people too.
I agree.
I just want to make sure I put that out there.
I agree.
To me, it's just like you have this philosophy that you want to win, you want to throw the ball, you want to do all this, yet he's one of your most talented players on that team. How do you win without talented players? Now, we've had our battles back and forth, right? We've the Colts, Jaguars. Imagine playing a game without Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison because they don't fit your system.
It makes no sense, MJ. There's a lot of things that make no sense because just 3 years ago, 2017, AFC Championship game with a lot of that roster, by the way, now gone, get out of here, not our culture, not our system. It's like, well, it was your culture and your system when you had the most success you had had in a long time. Now you got to eliminate everybody but from the team, basically. Are they just trying to build something new? How have they been able to maintain their jobs through this entire thing? I mean, what is the whole deal down there?
Again, I'm on the West Coast now. I'm not in it like I used to be, but I'll say this. They've drafted well over the last couple of years. The problem is they've had these high draft picks and then somehow, some way they trade them away for more draft picks. Like you can't win with draft picks. You're going to win with players, guys that you get on second-year deals, guys that you get out of free agency that impact the game. And they've had an issue right now with trading Jalen Ramsey away, Dante Fowler, Yannick Ngakoue, cutting Leonard Fournette, right? Trying to trade him away. You cut him. It's just like, why? Why not keep him and try to help unless you're tanking? And then, I've heard the Zoom call. With Doug Marrone, who was like, I'm not tanking. I'm trying to figure this out. So for me, it's just like, I hope that the first-round picks of the last couple of years that are still there, Taven Bryan, Josh Allen, they have the two from this year. I hope those guys are your type of players because those are really good players that you have to find a way to get them to their second and third contracts. Another guy they let go was Allen Robinson.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Think about what he did in Chicago. He was a baller for the Jaguars. You let him go into free agency because he tears his ACL. He gets paid by the Chicago Bears and has gone on to have a great career. So you have to make sure when you're making those decisions that they're the right decisions. Like you can't keep trading and signing guys that don't produce on the field.
I was a part of a team that everybody outside of our locker room was saying we were tanking, right? Everybody was like, "This." You
guys were though. Let's be honest.
Hey, I was punting the fucking shit out of that ball.
You were. And listen, you were doing your job. Let's be honest.
Okay. Well, hey, listen. That's what I was about to say, though. Players will never tank. Okay, players do not want to put bad stuff on film. Players want to make as much money as possible. Them not playing well is not good for them as a business, which is ultimately what the NFL is for players. This is our job. This is our professions. Yes, it's a game, but this is how you make a living. So you can't play terribly. But boy, it feels like, now granted, we had the same conversation about the Dolphins last year, and B-Flow and Fitzpatrick wouldn't let them lose outright. The Cincinnati Bengals, who weren't trying to take, somehow figured out how to lose better than everybody else. But this feels like a lot of decisions are being made in an attempt to potentially reestablish their team with a guy like, well, I don't know, Big Fabio, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, something like that. Does it feel like that conversation is obviously heading into full steam right now?
No, it definitely does, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like that, I go back to what the Spurs did when they got Tim Duncan. Like, let's be honest, everyone knew the Spurs were taking, and Popovich was like, "Listen, Tim Duncan is one of the best power forward centers in the game. Like, yes, we're trying to get him. Okay, they get him, then they go on a tear, and I became a big Spurs fan through that time. They added Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and other pieces, but Tim Duncan was that piece they're looking for. So if Trevor Lawrence is the guy that you're looking for, just say it. Like, don't tell me we're not tanking.
I don't know they're allowed
you keep
to.
Making these, and you keep making these moves. I think that's what makes the fan base so frustrated. Like, you can't trade away Jalen Ramsey, who I call the games now for the Los Angeles Rams, is probably the best corner in the NFL. And they have the best defensive Aaron Donald or rusher and coverage guy and Jalen Ramsey tandem in the league. You can't tell me that guy isn't good enough to play for your team.
His altercations on the sideline, I believe, is why the Jacksonville Jaguars were able to PR spin zone it. They were able to spin it like, oh, this guy isn't good for our locker room. But now Calais Campbell gets traded out of there. Everybody says he's a great leader in the locker room. Like, everywhere he's been, people are like, this guy's a good leader in the locker room. Now Yannick Ngakoue wants the hell out of there. Leonard Fournette's cut. What are they trying to do? And how do they keep their jobs down there? Is it just because Shad Khan's just like, hey, I got a pool to bed, I got a yacht here, I got a team over here. And he doesn't even know what's going on? Like, does he even know what they're doing?
I'll say this. Shad Khan definitely is involved. I think right now that he's trying to give them more time. Like, he feels like everyone deserves a second chance. And so I'm about to tell you. So he feels like everyone deserves a second chance. And I think they had a great run with a bunch of personalities. It didn't work out. So now they're trying to do it the opposite way. The problem is it's going to take you 4 or 5 years to get back to where you were to that AFC Championship type of talent if you can get there, because let's remember the Jaguars were really healthy. Blake Bortles was playing lights out when they did it, and that defense was number one in the league. How do you get back to that in the next 3 or 4 years when you continually are trading guys away and letting guys go? I don't know. Hopefully it works out, though, because I'm always going to be a Jags fan. No matter what, I feel the Jags are going to go 16-0. That's just who I am.
No, you don't. Yeah. No, you don't. Come on. No, you don't.
Come on.
Every time I put it out there, I put 16-0. Just like I'm the same for the Raiders, who I played for like 6 months. And then the same for the Rams, who I work for currently. Those 3 teams will go 16-0, especially, and if they don't play each other, they'll go 15-0-1 if they play each other.
Yeah, because they'll tie, obviously.
Right. You see what I'm saying? And then the Super Bowl should be the Rams versus either the Jags or the Raiders, and then I get a ring regardless. You see what I'm going with that?
Smart.
But,
I see what you're doing there. It's smart.
I just hope that there's more to what we're seeing.
Nah, they stink.
They
stink. They stink.
When I hear Doug Marrone say, well, he doesn't fit our philosophy, my mind is like, well, who does? Because I've seen Leonard Fournette catch the ball 60 catches last year. So if you're trying to throw the ball, he could do that. He's your best running back with the ball in his hands.
And I don't want to say he's cheap, but he's for what he does. And also,
he's a rookie.
And back in the day, he didn't perform as well as everybody thought he was going to. Remember, there's some stuff. He went out and did like a peace pipe out in Wyoming, came back, eliminated, and he became like his best self. And now it's like, get him out of here. Hey, we finally got the best Leonard Fournette we could possibly have. Let's get him the hell out of here.
Listen, man, I woke up this morning more like so many emotions. You know, I try not to be emotional when it comes to business like this, but you know, being around that organization, seeing them at their highest with all those guys, and then now seeing all those guys gone, it's like, dang, like, are we really, like, what are we doing? Yeah. And so all I can do is sit back. I mean, I've been getting a lot of this stuff on Twitter and Instagram. But at the end of the day, it's like, look, all we can do as fans is sit back and, you know, you still got Josh Allen. You have Gardner Minshew, who's a character and a really good football player. You have some really good young receivers. I mean, we just got to hope that he can pull magic out of the hat, pull the rabbit out of the hat and make it work, babe. Like, I'm all for it. If that's what it takes. I'm still salty, but I want the Jags to win. So.
Oh, man, that was an incredible little run you went on there. We still got, you know.
I can name some guys. You want me to name them?
I don't know if you can anymore.
You got my Bruin, Miles Jack.
Hey, Miles Jack's still there. Okay.
You got Allen, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
DJ Chark.
DJ
Chark. We still got DJ Chark. Tyler Eifert, if he stays healthy.
Oh, yeah, the tight end.
We got Tyler Eifert. Keep going.
Josh Lambo, the kicker. Hey.
Josh Lambo. Hey, people are, you know, punters are people too.
Joe Sherbert, friend of the show.
Joe Sherbert.
Joe Sherbert. Yeah, so we got some pieces. We just gotta put it all together. I mean, I'm just giving you the optimism that I'm feeling. It's flowing now. So it is what it is. Hopefully it works out.
How do you feel about Yannick Ngakoue saying, I'll take $6 million less to get me the hell out of here? That was a bigger statement about everything than I think anything else.
Oh, no question. And when Yannick first got in the league, we had the same agent.
I said it right.
And, you know, I think sometimes we try to understand people, but you don't have to understand everyone. Like it's like you said, it's a production-based business. If he's out there getting sacks, sack fumbles, strip sacks, recovering, like, okay, you're gonna be you. Just do that for me. But for someone to take $6 million less to leave a team, that tells you a lot. And that's where I think you have to do some, if it's PR or if it's like getting a private investigator to kind of go in and figure out your culture, you need to figure that out, because that is a problem. Because now it's going to be hard to get free agents to go there. Because guess what? Jalen Ramsey's on here tweeting about, like, glad you got out. Like, you're free now. like, what is all that? Like, how do we get players to want to come unless you're going to, again, like we've done in the past, pay these dudes crazy money where they're never going to be able to reach that expectation because of the money that they're getting?